everyone, it's me, Nikki here, and I am here today to share something new with you that I'm going to be starting to do. Basically, I'm going to stick with my same videos. It's not stopping those videos, but I'm going to add on to that by doing an additional video weekly, or more than weekly. It's just how many I can fit in a week, and it's basically going to be called a segment of What Would Nikki Do? I have been receiving so many beautiful letters and messages from subscribers asking to help with different dilemmas that they have with organizational projects and home decor projects in their home. And so I've been answering, as I get them, I'll answer them as best as I can and kind of, be their girlfriend in their journey and help them along with that. But then it got me to thinking, and actually what inspired me is I was watching a video by Bronze Goddess 01, and she's really one of my favorite YouTubers. She's a beautiful, no-nonsense gal that, she's a life coach, and she kind of motivational speaker, and she just really, she's a wise woman. So I enjoy watching her videos, and she does the strawberry letter where she, her subscribers write into her and about issues they're having with their life and things like that, and she gives them her perspective on it and tries to help them. But what I, thought was the beautiful thing about it is that, she's not only helping that one person or giving them her perspective on things, she's helping a multitude of people, because it's no, you just can't imagine the amount of people that are in that same situation. So she kind of inspired me to do this in my genre, which is my home and organization and decorating and things like that, because I get all these messages and letters, and I'm answering them back, and I'm thinking, well, I'm sure there's someone else that has this same problem or this same issue. So how wonderful would it be for me to kind of share it in a video format so that I could help or share with everyone in case they're having that same situation. And so I feel like we're all girlfriends and friends and helping each other, and we all have the same purpose of wanting to better our home and our family and things like that. So sharing is a big part of that. And so I'm not doing this as a professional, saying that I'm a professional organizer or anything like that. I am strictly your girlfriend here, and you're bringing your issue to me, and I'm sharing with you what I would do. And there goes calling it What Would Nikki Do? Because as your friend, I'm just telling you, hey girl, this is what I would do if I were you. So on my blog, on my website, www.AtHomeWithNikki.com, I have set up a page on there, and it's at the bottom of the link, and I'll show you here. And it's called What Would Nikki Do? You click on that, and it's actually a form there where you can quickly submit whatever issue you have. And you can attach a picture. It allows you to do that, but that's totally optional. And then it will come directly to me. I will try to do all that I can. I can't guarantee I can get to everyone. It depends on the volume, but I will do my best to do as many as I can with my schedule and things that I have going on. But I think it's a great avenue for us to share, and not only from me, I'm not the only friend girl here. All of my beautiful subscribers out there, when I post a video, it gives you the opportunity to share some advice that you can give that individual, or some insight that you have, or some tips or anything. So I just think it's a great way for us to share. I'm excited about doing it. So definitely, if you have some dilemmas or issues that you would like to kind of get your girlfriends out there for all of us to help you with, definitely go to my website, submit your submission, and hopefully we can get it done and help you, girl, with whatever you have going on. So today is the first kickoff of it, and I'm going to do one today, and it's actually from Erica, and she lives in Hawaii, and she wrote to me, and she really touched me because I could so relate to her. She's a newly military spouse. And they got stationed in Hawaii, and she's about to embark on her first military move. And in the military world, we call it PCS. And so they're relocating from Hawaii to a totally different state, and she's a little anxious and has a little anxiety about it because she's never completed a military move, and she just wanted any tips, any advice, or anything that I can give her to kind of help her make this the best move as possible and things like that. For those of you who don't know, military life is my world. My grandfather, he did 20 plus years in the United States Air Force and retired. My dad did 20 something years in the Army and retired. And my husband, he just did 22 years in the Air Force and retired. My son just joined the Air Force. So we're totally a military family. Since the day I was born, that's all I know is military life. Moving around, never staying in the same place more than 3-4 years, So, with that, I have really gained some skills in learning how to pack up and go. So, what I want to share today is with you, Erica, is to show you what tips I use that help me with my military move. The first thing I want to tell you, though, is to embrace it. When your husband comes home and says, or your wife comes home and says, it's time to pack up and go, we have two choices. We can be down on it or we can be positive about it. I totally encourage you to be positive on it because it will help you so much to keep that positive spirit and keep that motivation and make it your adventure. Me and my husband, we always called our moves our next adventure. And it's really not going to be that tough. It's going to be a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. But once you do your first or your second, it's routine. You have your system in place. At least for me, it was that way. I had my system in place. I knew what I had to do. He knew what he had to do. A lot will ride on you as far as the home with packing up and moving because your husband it really is going to be a lot, busy with out processing and doing his military portion of it. And I encourage you to take ownership of the home portion of it. Now, in saying that, I want to now give you some tips on how I went about, making my transition and our move smoothly as far as my role as a military spouse. So I hope these help you in your new journey. Okay, Erica, we're moving into the moving tips and the things that work for me to help us with our move every time. I'm taking you through exactly what I did and how it helped me. The first tip is when you find out that you all are getting ready to PCS, you want to have your accordion file set up. Your husband is going to have all his files and things in his little notebook and stuff for his military out processing and all that. This is totally separate than that. This is your file to get your home situated, to get your processing and moving your portion of it ready to roll. And so basically what it is an accordion file that I had set up, and I would always have my accordion file, and this is the first thing I went for when I found out that we were moving, to have this ready. And this is actually one that I did for you. Your letter really touched me, and I so can relate to you, and I want you to just embrace this move and, take it as your adventure. And to kick it off, I wanted to help you by getting you this. It's from the Martha Stewart line, and it's an accordion file just like the one I had. I have it all labeled for you how I had mine labeled and everything in there that I had would put in mine. So this is your first step, and it's my pleasure to help you along with that. And so I'll be contacting you to get this sent out to you. But basically, I have it just here labeled moving folder so that I always could go to it and know what the purpose of it, this accordion file was for. And what I want to do is turn the camera around so that I can show everyone exactly how I have it set up and everything that I put into my moving folder. So here we go. Okay, Erica, I'm going to take you through your moving folder, and basically it's the labeled, moving folder, and you can change it to PCS folder or whatever is convenient for you, but I just put moving folder on there to keep it generic. And so when you first, in the front, you always want to have an up-to-date calendar, something thin. And you can get these for $1, $2 anywhere. They're just the little planner calendars. And this is for 2013-14. And the purpose of this calendar is to put in here all of your important dates. When the movers are going to be here, when you have to be to a briefing, when you're going to have a yard sale, anything or any important dates concerning your move, you want to put in there, your flight dates or the last day of school for your kids and when you need to pick up their records or pick up medical records or whatever the case may be, so you need to have that with everything for your move in this small calendar. And I encourage you to always keep a small calendar because you're traveling with this, so you don't want to have anything bulky. The next thing is to have just a small pad to jot down any of that important information. It may be websites that you need for your new location. It may be numbers that you need for some certain thing, or just so many different shopping lists for your new home, that you kind of thinking of things at your current location that you're going to need at the new home, and you can start your shopping list there. And it's just always good to have just that little mini notepad there. Now to take you into the actual binder, different departments. And the first one is new base information. This is where you're going to put all the information about your new base. I would go to the website for the new base, because all the bases have a website, and go to the website and get their contact directory and print that out with all the important numbers for the base, such as the housing number, such as the readiness center, the medical facility, and it's just, a directory of the base and a map of the base so that you can get around when you get there. And then the other one is your household inventory. When the packers come, they're going to give you an inventory list. And so what you want to do is, before they leave, make sure that everything on there is accurate. Make sure they haven't marked anything as damaged or anything as that is not appropriately marked, because once they leave, it's a done deal. But you want to make sure that you look that over before they leave and make sure that they completed it accurately. And you want to keep that in this binder here, because you're going to need that when your household goods come. And then also what I do is I have my own inventory where I have pictures on my computer, an inventory of pictures and serial numbers of my high-priced and valuable items. And I always maintain that on my computer, and then you can print out a copy of that to put in here also for when you move. And it's always good to keep it on the computer so that you can have it updated and easy to update, and then you can always print it when it's time to move, the latest copy there. So the next one is family docs. This is family documents. You want to put in here all birth certificates, your marriage license, any Social Security cards and things like that. Any of your personal family documents, you want to be sure to put those in there, because when you get to your new location, most likely you're going to need these things to get kids into school, to for your job purposes. Just you're going to just somehow need these things to get set up in your area. So you want to be sure to put that those in there. And I would put certified copies, because sometimes they'll be like, well, this is a copy and it's not certified. So put certified copies. The next one is your resume and your job info. If you plan on working at your new base, go ahead and make several copies of your resume and have them in this little area here, so that you can do your job search while you're at your, actually start when you find out that you're going to your new base. Start your job search then. You can start from where you're at now, but you always want to keep your resume on you. Any letters of recommendation that you get from your current job, you want to go ahead and get those letters of recommendation as soon as you know that you're going to be leaving, so that you can have those on file, and so that it does not hinder your job search efforts. Now the next one here is school records, and this is for your kids. If you have kids, you want to be sure to get their school records from the school that they're at currently, and hand carry those with you so that you can get them enrolled right in school when you get to your new duty station. You want to let your current school know that when you come to pick up the records, you want to be able to look at the records before they seal them, because you want to make sure that the school has put their shot records in there, that they have their last report card, their most current grades in there, so that when you get to the new school, you have no issues getting your children into school and there's no holdup. So just ask your current school to please not seal the records until you have a chance to review them, and then they can seal them while you're there. The next section here is medical records. You want to have your kids and your medical records all in here, so that when you get to your new duty station, if there's any medical issues you need to address, you don't have to wait for medical records to get shipped, or if they get missing or whatever the case may be, which of course you guys know that never happens. And so you want to just have your medical records on hand with you, copies of them for your purposes, so that you don't have any holdups when you get to your new duty station. So that section there. And again, this binder expands greatly, so it will all fit in there. The next one is for a power of attorney. As a military spouse, you always want to have a current power of attorney on file. Even when your husband's not deployed, just always keep a current power of attorney, because you never know when you're going to have to handle something where you're going to need a power of attorney to do so. So go to your JAG office on your current base, and you and your spouse get a current power of attorney, and you want to keep it in here. That way, whenever you need it, you can always just pull it out and you have it. Okay, next is going to be the section is finances. And in this section here, you want to put all of your current finances that you have, such as any bills that you have or anything that you have to pay out on a monthly basis and your banking stuff. You want to put in there so that you're able to pay your bills and do your things you need to do while you're in transit and while you're in move mode. So, if you have a credit card bill that you pay every month and you want to just make sure to have the website, your logins and all that so that, while you're in the hotel or while you're moving, you're still able to stay on top of your finances while you're in the transit part there. So that's a very important part. So you want to just have it set up so that what's convenient for you to be able to take care of those things while you're in move mode. Now the next section here is your contacts. Now what I do is I have on my computer, in my address book on my computer, all my contacts listed so that I can print a directory at any time. And I encourage you, if you have to move a lot, to do this, because then when you get ready to move, all you have to do is print out your directory, put it in your contacts section here, and you have all your family and friends and everybody's contact information with you. This is important to let important close family know when you've made it to your new duty station. If anything happens and you need to contact someone, you have it there. Also, when you get to your new base, there is some limbo time that you kind of have some downtime between getting your household goods and you're just sitting in your new home just waiting for your household goods to get there. Then you can be sending out all of your new address cards and handling that kind of stuff so that you don't have to worry about that once you're trying to unpack. Now the next is checklists. Now what I do is I had a checklist that kind of scheduled me out 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, then going weekly and things like that. And I have these on my blog for you now. You can go to my blog under printables and I have my checklist ready for you to, if you want to print them out and use my checklist that I use. It was so helpful to keep me on top of everything that I needed to do for the move. I highly encourage this is an important part of your move to make sure you don't drop the ball on anything. And so please go to my website and check out and print out those checklists if you need them. So they're very, very helpful. And actually the military has some on their website, military.com. And actually I've used theirs in conjunction with my ideas and kind of made my own over the years. And so confirmations is the last section. And here you want to put all your confirmations, any hotel reservations, any flight arrangements, any when you cancel at your current location, when you cancel your electricity or water, utilities or things like that, get confirmation numbers. Have those in this section. If you cancel your cell phone, have those all in here, because when you're moving, if something happens and say you cancel your cell phone and then you find they charge or they're still charging you or anything like that, you have your confirmations with you so that you can handle that and get that handled while you're in move mode. The worst thing in the world is to not have all that on you and then you have a situation and you can't really handle it well because you don't have your confirmations and things like that. But you just want to have a section confirming that you fixed everything or you canceled everything that you needed to cancel, like your cell phone bills, your electric bill, all that kind of stuff. And so I just kept that in that section so that it was always with me in case anything came up with that. So that's a very important part there. And so, and another section that I had in there and I didn't tape is one for your auto information. You want to keep your auto insurance card in there and your auto insurance company information in there so that you can then update your auto insurance. So, tip number 2. I say this all the time, even with not in my moving videos. Purge, purge, purge. When you find out that you're getting ready to move, purge. Figure out what you all want to sell, what you do not want to take with you. Now, I'm a big believer in giving things to friends and donating and things like that until it's time for me to move with my military moves. What I would do then is I always would try to sell the items. So I would get together everything I did not want to take with me, and I would have a yard sale. I would go to Craigslist. I would go to anything in my area that would allow me to get rid of these things that I want to purge so that I can get money from them. The reason why I say that is because we used to take that money and use it for our new home fund. Because when you're moving every 2 to 3 to 4 years, it's setting up a new house. And of course, everyone knows that that comes with buying a whole new, setup as far as groceries, trash bins, brooms, all that little tedious stuff, bathroom mats, that you buy whenever you go into a new home. You know, you can't take your food with you, so you're having to completely stock your house back up with groceries and things like that. And that can get kind of pricey. So if you purge everything that you have at your current location, sell all those items and put that money in a little moving fund, and then when you go to your new duty station, just use that money to set up your new home. And it always worked great for us, and so that's just a little tidbit and a little tip that, you know, I would recommend that you do in preparation for moving to your new location, and it really worked for us. So that's tip number 2. Purge, take the funds from the purge, and use it to set up your new home. Tip number 3, moving day. This is very important. You want to be organized, you want to be clean, your home clean is when I say that. You want your home to be clean, and you want to be prepared for your movers. And preparing for your movers, when they come to your house, you want to have coffee and donuts upon their arrival, and lunch prepared for them each day that they're there. You're not required by the military or anybody to do this, but I always did this because it really, number 1, it was a nice thing to do. Number 2, the movers appreciated it, and they worked better for me. I mean, because I showed them that I appreciate them, so they were kind back to me. Number 2, you want your house to be completely clean when they get there. Don't have dirty dishes in the sink. Don't have your house in such a disarray and things all over the place. Have it very organized. All the pictures off the wall and stacked in each room appropriately so that they can just wrap and go. If you have things in drawers, put them in baggies so that they're not just a bunch of loose things. Because all they're going to do is take that stuff and throw it in a piece of paper, wrap it up, and then when you get to your new place, you have a mess. So just taking those little steps to have things in order so that when they get there, they really appreciate it. I mean, I've actually had movers tell me some of the horrendous homes that they've gone into that are just so, they haven't cleaned up or they're so unorganized, and they're like, well, we just threw the stuff in the thing. What else are we supposed to do? So they have that kind of, you know, thought process of, if you don't care about your things, why should we? And so you want, when they come into your home, so that they will take extra care of your things, that they know that you're an organized person. They know that you're a clean person. They know that you're particular and you appreciate and love your home. And so that they will take that special care with your home. And so in saying that, you know, I don't encourage you to take dishes out of the cabinets and have them sitting out. Do not do that, because they use your cabinet space to pack your plates and things like that. So leave it in the cabinet, but just have it neatly, all your plates in the cabinet and everything neatly so that they can just open the cabinet, pack, and go. It really will take you a long, long way. And then when you get to your new duty station, everything is neatly packed and you're ready to go. Also, large plastic bins were my best friend. I invested in great quality, large bins, especially for our clothes, because I would lay our clothes down there on the hangers, put in between every couple some dryer sheets so that the clothes, when we got to our new duty station, would stay fresh. You know, they would stay fresh in the bins. And then it was easy because then I could just pick them up and just hang. I didn't have to put them back on hangers or unfold and all that kind of stuff. So it basically, however it was in my closet or my drawers, I had in the bin. So when I got to my new duty station, I could just lift it and put it in its new place. And it's worth the investment, especially if you're moving, if you're, you know, just starting out and you have several more years of moving to go. You may want to start investing in those because it really does help with your move. So that's another tidbit about moving day. Another thing is, don't stress. But know that if you just take a lot of time to prepare before they actually get there, it will go smoothly. You know, while they're there, walk around, be observant. Make sure you look at your inventory sheets when they give it to you and make sure that it's accurate. Make sure that they know that you're aware so that they're staying on top of their game as far as being timely packing you out, because the worst thing in the world is for them to drag it out, and then that's, you know, three days they're at your house instead of 2. And so taking those taking that little time to be organized ahead of time before they get there will really take you a long, long way. So I hope that tip was helpful also to you. So, and the last thing I want to say is relax. Know that regardless, you're going to your new duty station. The military is going to make sure you're going to be at your new duty station. But take the time to plan, to organize, use your moving folder, Make sure you're on top of your game. Your checklists are so important. Make sure that you're going by your checklist. Be calm. Welcome this new adventure. And know that it's going to be okay. And it will be okay. It totally will be okay. Embrace your new location. Know that it's going to take you about a year to settle in and to feel comfortable. You're going to feel like, you're in a strange place for a minute. You don't know anybody. That's natural. It's just going to happen. And it takes about a year to transition. It's just the reality of it. But you will be just fine. Keep the positive mode on it, and know that there's it's a beauty in being in the military, and being a military spouse is that you get to see the world and you get to see a lot. And a lot of people are not fortunate enough to do that. So embrace that and take advantage of that place that you're at for that short period of time. Even if you don't love it, you're only going to be there for a couple years anyway. So just suck it up while you're there and enjoy what you can and make the best of it while you can. So, Erica, I wish you the best. I know it's going to work out fine for you. I cannot wait for you to tell me how well it goes. I cannot wait for you to be 10 years into your military spouse career. And please let me know how it's going. I hope you have enjoyed the first segment of What Would Nikki Do? If you have any issues as it relates to home management, home decor, home organization, crafting, home entertaining, anything of that sort, go to my website, AtHomeWithNikki.com, and please go submit your issue. Hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, my friend. Sorry for the long video. I hope you have a wonderful day.